Signore e signori, benvenuti. Vi chiediamo di prendere visione del video riportante le informazioni utili riguardanti la vostra sicurezza. Nel caso si debba procedere all'evacuazione della struttura, un allarme ne darà comunicazione. Mantenere la calma e seguire le istruzioni impartite dagli steward e dalle indicazioni dei percorsi in uscita. Non esitate a comunicare tempestivamente ogni necessità agli steward o al personale di assistenza sanitaria. Grazie per l'attenzione e buon divertimento.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We ask you to watch the video contain useful information for your safety. If the building needs to be evacuated, an alarm will notify. Stay calm and follow the instruction given by the stewards and the exit route signs. Do not hesitate to communicate any needs to stewards or healthcare personnel. Thanks for the attention.
Well, hello there and welcome to Torino, located in the northwest of Italy at the foot of the Alps, a historic city famous for its royal heritage, rich culinary scene and automotive history. Once Italy's capital, it's now host to the CEV Champions League Final Four, where it's semi-finals day, and we have already been treated to an excellent first performance from the reigning champions, Perugia. They defeated Varsava by 3-0, although Varsava took them very close at the back end of set 3. Well, here are Aluron ZAWIERCIE making their way into the arena some time ago. Last year's silver medalists, they're only in this competition for the third time, and recently they became Polish champions for the first time. Is this their year? Is this the year that they can get revenge on Perugia? If they win this semi-final match, it will be a repeat of last year's final of Perugia and ZAWIERCIE. The issue, though, for ZAWIERCIE this evening are the Turkish champions. Ziraat Ankara are looking to make a final for the very first time and become only the second Turkish team to make a CEV Champions League final. With Nimir Abdel-Aziz on the right side, there will always be a threat for ZAWIERCIE this evening. Two-time Olympic gold medalist Trévor Clévenot, Tomasz Fornal, they have star players on the wings, but this evening they will have to be at their very, very best. Well, a quick chat with Mustafa Kavaz, the head coach of Ziraat, and also Michal Winiarski, as we have a sneak peek in the Zawiercie changing room. They're a close-knit group looking to go one better than last year. 9 remainers of that side, including Miguel Tavares there in your picture. Zawiercie's only Champions League encounters with Turkish opposition were against Halkbank, where they won at home and lost away. This is the first tie between the two sides, and it's Zawiercie's balance up against the firepower of Ziraat Ankara this evening. Well, the toss, Mateusz Bieniek on the left of your screen and Nimir Abdel-Aziz, 2 legends. And talking of legends, sat next to me talking about Turin's culinary history. Someone's been sampling that a lot over the last couple of days. Olympian Key Michael. Key, welcome to Turin. What a lovely day.
I mean, would you rather be anywhere else in the world? Not only for those delicious culinary delights, but the volleyball delights that we have had already today. I mean, it has been a phenomenal performance between the first 2 semi-finalists, and we know who's in. We know who this team is going up against. It's going to be Perugia, but I'm so excited to just dig my teeth into another match of volleyball.
You look at the team sheets, Key. You look at international experience. You look at match winners, but there are also maybe weaknesses to be had in both sides. We have a look at the draw. Zawiercie are looking to go through to play against Perugia. It'll be a huge night for Ziraat Ankara. Both of these teams won't be worried about Perugia just yet. For Zawiercie, they were brilliant against Lewie in the quarterfinals. The first leg, I think the best performance I've seen from anyone in this year's Champions League. For Ziraat, they've come through pretty much unscathed. But all of that, do you know how much that means, Key, right now?
0.
How much does that mean?
0, 0,
0.
nil, not, no, nothing. I mean, that's what's beautiful about this sport, and especially this tournament, is that you have to show up today. And as you mentioned it, both these two teams with a phenomenal record and performances so far, you have to be ready to perform right now. It doesn't matter how much sleep you've had. It doesn't matter how jet lagged you are. It doesn't matter what you had for breakfast. This is it right now and here, and I'm so excited that we get to call it.
An incredible Final Four here in Turin. The Inalpi Arena, built in 2006 for the Olympic Games. Next door, Torino's home football stadium. It has a lot of history as well. More history is on the way here. Zawiercie arrive, perhaps the most balanced team in this Final Four. Their route to the Final Four has been built on stability, great reception numbers, low errors, and they have the likes of Bartosz Bowadz in the squad, who wasn't part of the squad last year. Karol Butrin was the right side. He went to Resovia, and he was coming into this Final Four with an injury. But talking to Aaron Russell, the American outside this week, he was saying that Zawiercie are fit, and fitter than they were this time last year. That makes them very, very strong. As we have a look at the roster, well, Jakub Nowosielski and Miguel Tavares, the 2 setters, the Portuguese international, will be the starter for sure, but they have so much depth on the outside. Last year, Patrick Waber came off the bench and was sensational, but Russell and Kwolek are the go-to guys. 4 good middles, Mateusz Bieniek, a Polish international. Yuri Gladir is playing in his 6th Final Four, almost in succession. There is Bowadz playing on that right side. Carl Ensing, an American Olympian, will come in on that right side and is very established as well. Jakub Popivczak is the biggest signing from last year. He replaced Luke Perry, who went to Modena.
I mean, that's such a strong roster. You mentioned it there, Aaron Russell. He was the joint top scorer of the Club World Championships recently, right alongside Wasim Bentar, who we just saw win the earlier match. But that is somebody who has to be fit for this team. He's been going through some struggles with some injuries throughout the year. So if he's having a good night, then this Zawiercie team are also having a good night.
Hilmi Shahin and Murat Yanipazar, the 2 setters. Murat is the starter. Dick Coy played in this competition last year for Halkbank when they finished 4th. He's been on the bench as Clévenot Fornal start on the outside. Emre and Bedrahan are always the favoured middles, but 4 big middles to choose from. Jonas Jokela, a new signing this year from Finland. Nimir Abdel-Aziz is somebody who everyone has to keep an eye on. Berkay Bayraktar is the go-to libero. This Ziraat side haven't really changed much in their roster all season. Just Dick Coy really coming in off the bench, somebody who's played in all the top sides in Europe and had to settle for a 4th last year. It'll be interesting to see how this Ziraat side compare to the Holtbank or their Holtbank rivals last year.
And it's interesting, you kind of, you run through those numbers and those names, but Nimir Abdel-Aziz is essentially one of the best opposites in the world who has yet to get a gold medal in the Champions League, so he is gunning for it. As we have a look at these two, Aaron Russell and Tom Fornal, arguably 2 of the best in the game right now, and I think that's what's so exciting, specifically for this Ziraat side, is that typically Nimir is kind of a one-trick pony. He's the star of the show, but that is not the case with this Ziraat team. If you look at someone like Fornal, he could be on any other team the go-to guy, so it's going to be really fun to watch him go up specifically against Russell.
And if rumours are true, there's a big rumour that he might just cross over the other side of the net during the summer and team up with Russell and Kolek and Wabo, which is a scary thought. Binek, for me, one of the very best, if not the best middle in the world at the moment. Him and Bulbul will be interesting. I believe that Zawiercie will believe they can win this game through the middle this evening. There are the stats of the season. Obviously, everyone's played a different amount of games. Bulbul having started every game this season. There is Bulbul, a big fixture in Turkey. And for Mateusz Binek, he's somebody that we're really going to have to keep an eye on. Part of that World Championship winning team in 2018, a silver with Poland in 2022. Bołacz is the new signing for Butryn this year. He's been excellent. He's got half the amount of points as Abdel-Aziz. That pops out to us. Abdel-Aziz has had games at the late 30s. That maybe just shows us how reliant they are on him.
Well, you look at those numbers. I mean, 160 points over the season is enormous, and we're not surprised to see those kind of numbers from Nimir, and he's no stranger to being the go-to guy. I mean, with the Netherlands, he is the point scorer, point blank. That is him. He's the guy. He hasn't even actually played in the national team the last couple of summers. But that, I think, is also a positive right now if you're looking at the other side. Because those numbers are not that huge on the opposite, it does mean that there's balance, and you always look for that.
This is another area where I think it could be interesting. A big question is Yeni Pazar. Can he give Nimir, Clévenot and Fornal the service? Tavares runs a mean game and running an offense here that will be ghastly at times for Ziraat.
And we just come off a match where we saw how important it was. Simone Gianelli just taking the reins for his team offensively. That's what you're going to see from these guys as well. It is so important that they not only run the offense, but they are part of the offense from the service line whenever they're front court. And I think these two, they run kind of a similar game, trying to add a bit of speed to the offense. Really aggressive in trying to run different zones of the net as well.
The anticipation is building. Perugia and their fans had the roof off of this arena in Torino, but there's a lot of Polish fans who have made the journey, and I am not surprised about that. We talked about the consistency that Zawiercie has. Ziraat's journey looks a bit different. They're aggressive, they're emotional, they bring a lot of heat from the service line. There is Trévor Clévenot, who won his first European title last year in the Challenge Cup, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He will be key in the reception and also in the offense.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. He's one of those really unique players that he's equally as good as in the defense as he is in the offense. So you're not going to miss any, maybe a bit smaller of an offensive weapon, but he is so good and crafty. As we saw, the French players always are. That's what we saw in the last match with Tilly, at using those shots and those rolls, and that's kind of his secret weapon in addition to his power.
Well, we just had a quick shot of Michal Winiarski, former Gdansk man, but signed an 8-year contract with Zawiercie, and he's won them the league, back-to-back Champions League Final Fours. An outstanding player that won the Champions League. We haven't got him in the shot at the moment, but Winiarski and his experience and the way that he leads this team, Zawiercie seem very, very well connected, but that man can be a real problem for anyone.
And you know what's wild, and you probably know this, maybe the viewers do too, that Coach Kavaz and Nimir actually played together on this team over 10 years ago. So the fact that they know each other so well, going back that far, and also being teammates, there's something special in that connection between a coach and a player that you really cannot recreate. And I think it's coming to light when you watch this Ziraat Bank team play. They have that kind of trust in each other. And the coach spoke about it before the match, that they maybe didn't have their sights set on a championship trophy this season. Originally, it was just a dream. Then when they got their sights on it, it became a hope. Now it's a goal, and they truly believe they can do it.
Started off as the Ziraat second team coach, and he's built his way all the way to the Final Four. His stock is certainly rising, but back quickly to Nimir, won his first silver in the Champions League in 2013, going
Wild.
all the way back with Robbie Piazza. Rumours of him maybe changing teams as well towards next season, as a team with Nikola Gerbic in it, and it just shows his longevity in this sport, already 13 years at least. For me, and I had this conversation with Nimir earlier on in the week, he's one of the players of this generation that certainly deserves a Champions League title.
Yeah, we had very different conversations. I asked him what kind of animal would be the best at playing volleyball. So one of us was really digging into a pre-match conversation. The other one was just having fun.
Monkey!
He did say a monkey.
I watch your content. You're famous.
You know what? I just think these guys talk a lot about volleyball, and we will throughout this match. But it's nice to have a little bit of off-court chatter as well. And you know what? I feel as though he wasn't wrong. A springy animal, in any case, is going to be good at volleyball.
Last words from Winiarski. I don't know if there's anything else to really say. It's the biggest occasion in European club volleyball. It's the semi-final of the CEV Champions League. For Zawiercie, their hearts were broken last year, losing to Perugia in what was a final to really remember. Follek, Russell, Tavares, Gladir remain. Wabber remains as well, the middles remain. They have the experience to lean on this evening. And there is the Ukrainian Yuri Gladir in his 6th Final Four. Players from Portugal, legends in their countries, will battle it out for a place in the final. Old teammates will battle it out. Popivchak and Fornal played in multiple finals together for JSW. This evening, they are on opposite sides of the net. Trévor Clévenot used to play in yellow as well. These occasions, these stories write themselves. And for the next 2 hours or so, get yourself comfortable and strap yourself in for what is going to be a wild ride.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Lewie. I'm ready.
You've been on the edge of your seat for about 4 days.
I know. How could you not? I mean, this is literally the pinnacle of European volleyball. And for these teams, it all comes down to this. If you have yourself prepared and your scouting report is all written up and typed up and every single piece of the puzzle is in place, it does not matter. All that matters is what happens right now.
It's a lovely shot of Torino, the host, doing a spectacular job here of the CEV Champions League Final Four. Everyone behind the scenes have been working incredibly hard to put this show on here in Torino. And if you think about history, you look at that stadium, and it has it in the lorry load. What a wonderful view at the feet of the mountains. It's quite the beautiful city.
Here it is, Lewie, here it comes. I feel like this is the star of the show more than any of the players.
Perugia's name engraved last year. Trentino the year before. Zaxa the 3 years before that. The question now is whose team will be engraved into the trophy for 2026. We know Perugia are gunning for a repeat, having beaten Warsaw already today. But this will be a different battle between two very different volleyballing sides with different strengths and different weapons at the net. There are going to be big moments, but history will be made here in Torino. The best teams in Europe, the best players in the world.
And now, please welcome the two teams. Please welcome Aluron CMC.
Well, first of all, Aluron CMC Warta. Matej looking for his first goal this weekend after the silver last year. Jakub Popivchak, last year's Final Four was his last in JW colours. He's now in the yellow of Zawiercie. Volek was outstanding in that Final Four. Aaron Russell has put in MVP performances in the league and the Club World Championships this year. Milos Nishnol will be used off the bench. He was used off the bench in last year's Final Four as well. They have depth in the middle. Nishnol at 2 meters tall. Volek's reception and offense will be something to watch out for. Well, one of the newbies from last year, Bartholomew Bowaj, 2 silvers in the Bundesliga. This is his first Final Four. Adrian Markovic, part of the team last year, and Yuri Gledir has played for a lot of the top sides. 5 years with JSW, but also with Fenerbahce, Skra and Zaxa. He knows this occasion better than most, but he would love to get his hands on gold. Well, Kyle Ensing, the American right side, who was fantastic, and the 2020 Olympic gold medalist, Patrick Waber. Watch out for him off the bench as well. He's explosive and he rips the serve. Michal Winiarski, a cool customer, a legend of a player, and he's slowly, who am I fibbing to? He's quickly turning into a legend of a coach.
I mean, that's a strong starting, well, not starting up, but roster just in general. A team that's looking to go back into the final.
Absolutely. Nimir Abdel-Aziz looking for final number 3. 2 silvers for him. Burke will start as the libero for a Ziraat side where they haven't had this much experience at this level. So they're going to be leaning on Nimir. Hilmi Shahin will be used as a second setter, but he hasn't played much in this campaign. Well, Bedrahan Volleyball, MVP in the Turkish Cup, and somebody who played very, very well in the Challenge Cup as well, a big name in Turkey. And he will be one of the Turkish internationals starting. Jonas Jokala, the Finnish right side, who was signed after his good performances, MVP of the Golden League for Finland, got him noticed here. Murat Yenipazar, MVP of the Turkish League last year. He's also won Best Setter awards at World Under-21s, his second year for Fenerbahce. Trévor Clévenot, a big evening for him, the best outside hitter in Paris, part of the JSW side that lost to Zaxa in the 3-2 battle here in this very arena 3 years ago. Also part of that team, somebody who spent a long time at JSW, is Tomasz Fornal. He was at JSW since 2019, part of that Polish side that won Eurovolley in 2023 as well. This evening, those boys will go up against Popivchak, who used to dig balls for them instead of against them.
Now, when I look up this lineup for Ziraat Bank, one name stands out, Nimir. The leader, the captain, the team this team are looking at.
The control of Zawiercie, the confidence coming in from winning the Polish league. The wounds healing from last year's loss to Perugia. Is this their year, or will Ziraat come here with firepower on the flanks and break their hearts once again? For me, this game is in the balance, and it depends more so on the side of Ziraat, because I believe we know what we're going to get from Zawiercie.
And the thing about Ziraat is they are one of the highest offensive teams in this entire competition. They're hitting at about 56%. That is a team that is very difficult to stop, and undefeated so far, they've only dropped 3 sets. They could win their first gold for Turkey. The entire country's hopes and dreams are hanging on this team, and if that doesn't give you a little boost, then I don't know what will.
Konstantin Jovchev, Khadija Jurkovic, the 2 referees for this game. A huge evening for the officials, the players, and the fans. There's a large contingent of Zawiercie fans that have made the journey. As we have a look at the starting lineups, Murat, no surprise, neither with Gladir. Miguel Tavares will start setting Fornal on the outside. In the middle, we'll have Bedrahan, Aaron Russell on the outside. Mateusz Binek will start in the middle for Zawiercie. Abdel-Aziz on the right. Trévor Clévenot starts on the left. On the right is Boak. Bartosz Kwolek starts on the left. And Burke as a libero, and Popivchak, who are both, thankfully for me, playing in the same position.
I was going to say, it's hard to see because they're, matched up in different positions and starting against each other in different spots. But look, you mentioned it here. Zawiercie have to have a very calm, cool, and relaxed situation here. This is a team that uses their middles. I would love to see Bieniek get going so early. In the last match against Lubé, first match, he had 9 kills hitting 90%. That can only happen if you have a good first contact. So this team, they got to get their pass going. They have to control the big Nimir on the other side, but I have to see their middles flying.
Well, Ziraat came through Trentino twice without Micheletto for a large part of this season. Ljubljana and Tours before Azovia. For Zawiercie in Pool D, they beat Lundberg, Sporting, and they hammered Lewie in the semi-final in what, for me, I know I've said it once, I do love repeating myself though, the best performance of the Champions League this year. We're meeting the side at the moment, there's no surprises, because for Mustafa Kavaz, he's kept exactly the same team. Question marks for me is how do they get the ball to Nimir, and how is that offense run compared to ZAWIERCIE this evening?
Well, they're definitely going to get him going early, right? He's got 132 attacks. He is one of the best attackers, not only in this competition, but in the world. He's averaging about 6 points per set, and that's the highest that you're going to see in this competition. They're going to look for him early, but what Gianelli did in the last match is what I want to see Ziraat Bank do as well, which is spread that offense early. You know you're going to rely on Nimir when you get into high-pressure situations, but if you can just establish different zones, that's when you're going to open some things up.
Winiarski looks calm. Kavas looks like he's ready to fire up. This is the emotional side of Ziraat that we will see. For ZAWIERCIE, calm on the ball, limited errors, and that man with a sweet hairdo running things defensively.
I mean, definitely winning best hair. If there was a best hair in the competition, he's getting it.
I've got a quick story that I'll share about that in a minute with that man bun. As we have a look, Ziraat serving first, as Murat will get us underway. A huge evening, a place in the CEV Champions League Finals up for grabs, as the first one into the net from Murat, and maybe a sign of nerves, maybe just a first touch that he's happy to get out the way.
You know, in the VNL this summer, I stood behind him and he said, this is going to be an ace. And I filmed and it was an ace. So we need that confidence back from him.
Well, one setter to another. Tavares, who's not playing internationally this summer for Portugal, as Fornal goes away from the body. And a little look lingering under the net tells us a little story already.
I mean, Tomasz Fornal loves a little linger under the net. That's kind of become his bread and butter. That is what he's known for in the international game, is not only his skill, but that little bit of swagger that comes with it.
A two-time runner-up. Hearts have been broken. A little wink to what could be his new team. We'll have to wait and see. Fornal into the net this time, and the service pressure from Fornal, Nimir. There's going to be rotations in this game that are going to get us on the edge of their seats, on the edge of our seats and your seats, because we know fair well that they will define the match when Nimir goes back to serve especially. Aaron Russell won a silver playing in Italy, another silver last year, an unbelievable player, and he's beaten defensively. Welcome to the game, Nimir Abdel-Aziz.
Well, he doesn't need a formal invitation to start playing at his level. He's one of those players that will, from first contact till the end, be impressive. There are some players in the opposite and that are high point scorers that take a little while to warm up. I don't think he's one of them.
Bedrahan here since 2020, formerly of Belediyespor. Before that, to the middle, being scooped. It's a really good late move to take towards position 5 from Fornal. Popivchak, get low, Popivchak. And the cover's good. Krolek's going to be wise and smart all day, although there's a little bit of a wobble there.
Nice little defense there from Fornal. As much as we'll talk about him in the offense, it's his defense that is equally as good that keeps his team in rallies like this.
He's been a fun man to have around the hotel this week, Fornal.
Oh yeah, what have you been getting up to around the hotel?
Just been talking rubbish.
Okay.
For a large proportion.
All very PG. All very PG, of course.
But I did see Popivchak bang his man bun on a light last night. Didn't hit his head, just hit the top of his bun, which got a laugh out of me.
I can relate.
I can't. To the middle. First one to the middle. This is excellent from Ziraat early on. Both teams establishing the middle. Emre in the game, formerly of Fenerbahce, part of the Turkish international side that won gold in European League in 2023.
And that's a rip of a swing too. That's over the block. You're often going to see some sharp angles out of your middles. Coach is loving it, as he should. But I like that OT kind of swing.
That was your face tucking into the tiramisu. Yeah. Or was it mine? Bowac, first involvement for him. Sharp into the angle. Spike height of 3.3 meters. And maybe just a taste of Ziraat, what they've got coming their way.
Yeah, there's Nimir heating up on his offense as well. Russell doing really well to contain that and get him off the service line immediately.
Get him off. So that will be, I'm sure, a message that was shared from Winiarski. And that could be the first turning point of the game already. There's a monster block to back it up, Bowac.
Yeah, trying to force the middle. There's the difference between establishing the middle and forcing the middle, and sometimes it's not there to be had, and that's one of them.
Yeah, one of those plays where the ball was only going to position one, and Yuri Gladir with a great read block. Somebody very stern, professional Yuri. Bowac is another one that's had an excellent season, now a PlusLiga champion with this Zawiercie side. Trévor Clévenot takes a bit of pace off. Russell with a good pass. What a scoop that is as well. Clévenot everywhere. Popivchak with the free ball. Zawiercie come again. Tip from Russell. Was there any problems with the feet? No. What a rally. It's game on.
Oh, that's a huge defense by Ziraat Bank. I mean, I already love, and we talked about this, how aggressive these setters are going to be. But Jenny Pazard just keeping it in play in completely unlikely circumstances.
The middle battle being won at the moment, I think, by Zawiercie. Early on, running the pipe, running the middle, and also a block for Gladir. And Nimir comes in, and for me, this could be an issue of unlocking Nimir at the right height and width. You talked about Gianelli with the width earlier, and I feel that Nimir not quite in the spot there.
Yeah, especially with guys like Nimir that can jump so high and are so athletic. You have to let him go up and get the ball at his peak. You don't want to clip his wings and bring him down to the level of the mere mortals.
Bronze medal for Kowalek in 2014, young 16-year-old with JW, and again, it's a monster block. The connection, a problem here, Keith?
Yeah, I'm not going to call that a monster block. I'm questioning the validity of that. I don't think that even went over the net. But Nimir, you know, a way out of system set from Fornal on the other side, trying to do a little more than he needs to, maybe.
Well, he'll know that there's a lot on his shoulders as Kowalek goes again deeper. Clévenot with a good pass. Fornal the target now. Popivchak knows his old buddy incredibly well. Quick to the outside. Zawiercie are doing exactly what Zawiercie are good at, and that's not giving the opposition any time to breathe or get settled. Here comes Bowac. They had to build their way through the rally, tipping to get the defense and then to strike again.
That's what the best teams will do. They are patient and wait for their moment to strike. It's not about being the fastest and hitting every ball that comes your way. Hitting into the ball, into the block, recycle, going again. That's what this side are doing really well.
Advantage, Zawiercie. Zawiercie have set their stall out, I think. Aaron Russell playing smart, Bowac being aggressive, the block from Gladir, the work through the pipe. They're a difficult team to beat. And Ziraat have to up their game.
And you called it, right? Kind of taking all the wind out of the sails of another team. The faster you play, the faster the other team has to respond.
Serve towards Clévenot again, who runs down the pipe. Nimir! This is not the start that Ziraat needed. Yuri Gladir, normally a man of minimal emotion.
If you get a stuff block on one of the best opposites in the world, all of the emotion has just been pent up and ready to get out. That is a massive finish by the boys in yellow.
Key, I've got good news and bad news for you. What do you want first?
Good news.
The good news is Zawiercie have managed to stop Nimir at the moment. Do you want the bad news?
Yeah.
He doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
Fair.
To the middle this time, smart from Murat.
Yeah, that stat that just popped up, 4 blocks already on the side of Zawiercie, and we haven't even barely scratched the surface. I think it's a good idea there to go through the middle. A lot of camping out happening on Nimir at the moment.
Russell the target, front court receiver, trying to affect his rhythm. Bowanch goes to the line. That scoop could have been potentially a lift, but wasn't from Tavares. Nimir out of rhythm again. Goes smart, smooth, and high. Good decision.
That is a big point for Ziraat Bank. That looked as if it was done and dusted. Fornal getting a big solo block here. He almost celebrated too early, but that's a super recovery by Zawiercie. I love the way this out-of-system play pans out because it's nice and high for Nimir, and I feel like that's the problem that he's been having so far. So he would almost prefer an out-of-system ball that's high enough for him than trying to force him too much and dying inside and low.
And I agree, that's one of the biggest issues that they could have tonight is not Nimir, but the connection he has with the setter. And there's a big play. Have a taste of your own medicine. Bedrahan is a big boy at 2:01.
And that's an excellent read. He pretty much commit blocks here. He's recognizing that ball is pretty much perfectly in the place for the setter. He's going nowhere, just throwing hands over.
Better for the Turkish champions here. And that's how they play. They are going to go full send. And sometimes it's going to work, and other times they're going to have to wait for it and be patient for it.
And that's not bad. I mean, out by a couple of inches on the end line, I'd take that any day as a coach. Not that I would ever coach. It's a thankless job.
Yeah, it's a tough realm, I reckon, for our coaches. They got another opportunity here to get back to 2, and they have got back to 2. I told you about the bad news, Keith.
Yep. You did. You warned us. The world has been warned that Nimir doesn't have a go 50% kind of button on him. It's either all or nothing.
35 points, Trentino away. I fully believe that if Ziraat want to win this game, he has to put those numbers up on the board again this evening.
Zawiercie getting Bieniek going. We talked about his numbers as well, hitting over 90% in the first match against Lube. He has been a staple on the national team and in the VNL the last few years, probably almost a decade at this point. You got to get him involved in the game.
Nimir looks hands again. Russell says, no way, Nimir. Not this time. Not that I want to speak on behalf of Aaron Russell.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably exactly what he's saying. He goes one-on-one up there. They've beaten the block of Zawiercie, right? They've figured out a way to get one-on-one to Nimir, and he doesn't score. That's difficult days.
It's really good change of rhythm in the serve. Clévenot's out the pipe. Oh, Nimir!
You don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, we've seen him attack the line a lot, and then you're just reminded that in a one-on-one, good night.
You don't give him one-on-one twice in a row. That's just asking for trouble.
Popivchak now under a bit of pressure. It's a really good pass. Popivchak, I'm giving that one to you.
I mean, a perfect ball. The setter makes 1-2 steps. He's going forward a little bit, to be fair, and the blockers on the other side are following him. That opens up so much space in that pipe in that backcourt. Just a clear runway.
Russell. And Clévenot misses hands at this time. Too many errors in this first set. And again, it doesn't quite look in rhythm.
Yeah, Nimir, who used to be a setter, Setting that out of system, doesn't quite get to the pin. It's a tough shot for the Frenchman against 3 hands in front of him. 3 bodies, 6 hands.
There are going to be ebbs and flows, ups and downs in a Champions League semi-final, but for the former Piacenza, Trentino, Perugia man, Russell serving. He started nicely, Bienek is stopped, and you can see how much energy that gives Bedrahan and Ziraat.
Yeah, big block like that can go a long way for that energy, that momentum that you have to have. I mean, it's still early on in the match. Nothing is decided.
Not even a block.
Yeah, that didn't even go over.
A couple of big rotations coming up. Volek the target. He's had one of the best passing. Bienek. It's a sensational middle.
That was ruthless. And I love that he gets the ball immediately, right after the error that went in the net. This is just proof that he is that good. You have to give him that ball again. Let him get back in the match. Don't let him kind of simmer on an error like that.
Part of that Olympic silver medal winning side for Poland. And Bienek has a big serve. It was him and Bołacz a part of that side. Bienek did spend some time at Lewie in 2020. Won the Club World Championship with Bruno, Robert Landy Simon, Leao, Balasso, one of my favorite teams of all time. Four service errors. That's what we expect. This is a big moment. Hello, Nimir Abdel-Aziz, silencing the crowd.
That is what he is known for. Just taking big, confident, risky rips. I mean, that's a couple of inches one way or another and that ball's out, but he'll go for it every time, especially in a seam like that.
2 great passes, Volek and Russell didn't want a piece of it. And that's what Nimir can do to the world's best. Bołacz, this is a big rotation. Zawiercie need to get off of it. They do get off of it, and look at the reaction. They know that every time they win a point on Nimir's serve, it's one step closer to victory this evening.
Yeah, in volleyball, all points are created equal, but they're really not. Winning a point when Nimir is on the service line counts for that little bit extra because he is so lethal back there.
And that face tells us a fair amount. Bołacz comes in, plays defense from the serve. Tip from Clévenot. Feel like he hasn't quite got going yet, till now. Thank you very much, Trévor Clévenot.
He's been a little bit quiet, hasn't he? They haven't used him heavily so far in the set, but I love that he goes creatively. In that first instance, the blockers are up, he goes into hands, and that recycle rhythm that he gets into, and he's getting that ball right back, then he's got a one-on-one. That's the time to rip it.
Gets that ball away from the body nicely and away from Popivchak. It's another error. Now, I think that's 5 or 6. And I would say that if you were Mustafa Kavas, the float servers missing would be more of a problem than the jump servers so far.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit in the last match, is if you're a player that takes a high risk, high reward serve, and we'll put Nimir in that category, your coach won't mind if you're making those errors. If you're doing float serves, whether it's standing or jump, that has to be putting pressure on the other side.
Volek, who was part of the Polish side that won gold in the World Champs, serves an ace.
And have a look at the placement of it too. Just inches and it could have been out. Oh, that's so good.
Last year's Final Four top scorer with 36 points. And for me, I still feel that he doesn't get the recognition he might deserve because the depth of outsides in Polish volleyball are outstanding.
That's a really good point. You've got Fornal to compete against. You have Semeniuk.
Slivka. Bednosh was part of the side for a while as well in this Final Four. Another miss-serve. But for you watching at home, their game is built around this.
We've got Wilfredo Leon.
And Wilfredo Leon, how did we forget Wilfredo
How did we
Leon?
forget that man in terms of competition in the Polish league, or the Polish national team?
Quick through the pipe this time, Clévenot's come alive. Ziraat's service game hasn't kicked into gear, but be patient, anyone watching at home, because it could at any time.
Oh, that's such a rip. This has become one of my favorite attacks to watch, that really quick pipe ball, especially if the middle has already taken a little bit of pressure and forcing the blockers to pay attention.
Absolutely. To the outside, Aaron Russell. In the PlusLiga finals, put out some MVP performances. Has another year at least at Zawiercie. Oh, I didn't see that the first time.
Through the hands onto the noggin.
Tavares. Another big serve. We spoke about Ziraat going after the serve, but it's Zawiercie that have outserved Ziraat this evening.
I mean, this is what they do in their match against Lewie. The first one, they had 4 aces and 14 errors because they love that high risk, high reward kind of situation.
Statistically good at everything, Zawiercie. Past the hands of Bianek this time. Bedrahan has been impressive so far.
Great change of direction there through the middle. And you have to go all the way across your body to get to go out the other side of the court.
Oh, now this set's not over. Tomasz Fornal playing against national team friends, colleagues, wants the last laugh.
He's one of those players that's just going to go full throttle on it. It is all about the power when it comes off his hand. Bit of spin to it as well.
4 behind. Tries to take some pace off of the ball and go with the shorter one, and then points at his own head.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that decision. I feel like he had them on the ropes there. Had him a little bit scared. That's the moment to go even further. I do understand the idea of kind of going short, deep, but if you're on a roll, go for it.
Russell, who had a year, 2 years in Japan. He's also the MVP in the Super Cup last year. Another one who's not part of the VNL this year. Russell taking some family time. Service. That's a big serve. Is there a touch? Is the question. It's a humper of a hybrid from Bedrahan. And Zawiercie have their first set point. Bianek goes with the float, short, trying to take Clévenot out of the offense. Takes the more aggressive option out of the offense. Then through the pipe, Aaron Russell and Zawiercie take the opening set of the second CEV Champions League semi-final comfortably.
That's a huge swing by Aaron. He has so much space to work with, just tickling it off the hands of the block, and it's a one-on-one. Anytime you see a one-on-one against that pipe, you pretty much know it's going to go down because there are just too many angles available.
Absolutely. Kfolek also offering a fast tempo option, helping opening up the pipe. 25-19, the opening set. Zawiercie off to the dream start, and just like Perugia, they've held a level early on with minimal errors, good passing, and nice middle work as well. But we know with Ziraat that their hard serving Their tough service pressure could bring them back into the game. Key, what do those stats tell you?
I mean, I'm looking right down at the bottom here at the errors immediately. That number 10 right there, those are the errors that Ziraat Bank gave up to ZAWIERCIE. And again, we know they're going to want to be aggressive. We know they want to take risks. They have to. But you can't be handing free points over to a team that is already looking to repeat from last season to get themselves in the Champions League final.
ZAWIERCIE setting distribution. Key.
Oh.
Key.
Interesting. Well, it says middle, but we're going to be very clear that that also means pipe. That also means backcourt. Very different story on the other side. Ziraat Bank using their right side and their outside mostly, and that's no surprise, right? That's Nimir there on the right side. We know a lot of distribution is going to go to him. The question is he getting the balls that he wants? Because earlier on in that set, it felt like he was cramped. He was a little inside. The balls were low. They were tight. You got to let him fly. You got to give him a really high, wide set to work with.
Aaron Russell as steady as ever. ZAWIERCIE statistically too good in set number 1, but with the way that Ziraat play, it could easily change in set 2. Yes, they've made a lot of errors, and that sometimes means that you have to be happy to ship sets to 19 points with the hope the service game runs good in set number 2. That's what Nimir and his side are looking for. Get the service going and put pressure on the yellow of ZAWIERCIE. Well, Russell 5 points, Abdel-Aziz 5 points. More efficiency from Russell. If you said to Michel Winiarski before the game, that would be a stat. I'm pretty sure he'd be thinking that his side had won the opening set.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that these two players are going to be so important to the offense, and I think it's just playing out exactly as we expected, but Nimir just hasn't been able to hit his stride yet. I think a couple of those points came from the service line. They're more likely to try and use him a little bit more, a little bit earlier perhaps. But you have to, again, you have to establish other zones in order to utilize the best of any given player.
It'll be interesting to see the service location tactics, although we know that they've gone for their serve heavily, and they've gone for their serve here in the first point of set 2. Popivchak was at 5. He ended up almost at 1. He saw that read so early. Popivchak again, watch him off the ball and all of the work. Nimir goes high. Those are situations when he's in rhythm. The ball's higher, it's across to his hitting window, and he can go full send.
And that's the thing, especially a right-handed opposite. You have to give him that width. You have to allow him to make decisions. When the ball is in the air, you don't want the ball to dictate where you have to swing. You want to be able to make a choice based on what you're seeing on the other side.
And the blockers at this level will see any indication that the ball's going into any area, but the height that Nimir plays at, he needs the ball high to be able to score. That's tight, and it's good enough for Fornal. His feet to the ball for Fornal, exceptional.
And his showmanship right there as well. That's a tough ball to get out of. A tight ball usually means it's advantage to the blockers. For him to be able to swing from underneath there and get it off the hands, that's elite.
Ridiculously fast feet and fast arm from Fornal. Russell, the target, and that's caused some issues for Tavares, but he's got himself out of a pickle by finding Binek in the middle. But here we go, maybe for the first time, ZAWIERCIE have been flustered.
I'm curious what the argument is. Popivchak's not happy with it, whatever it is.
This is exactly the start that Ziraat needed. They've gone for this short serve moment so far. this rotation. Tavares at 1, coming round the back. And that's matrix-style moves from Zawiercie. This is exactly the start that Kavas would have wanted from his side. Bianek has to be careful here, I think.
I don't mind a bit of chatter.
I live through it. Russell serve has rocked Ziraat out of system. Popivchak again takes it pretty low, but fast to the outside. Tempo down. Kolek. Let's go.
I mean, we've talked about the things that make this team so good, but exactly that, adding a bit of speed is so important in this particular moment because there's no chance the middle's getting out there. You have to beat Nimir because he has the height advantage.
It's a tough matchup for Kolek against Nimir. I completely agree. Running it quick, beating him for speed, so good from Tavares. He just keeps on impressing.
It's that recognition in the moment as well. It's not forcing it, it's recognizing when to use that.
Fornal opens it up again, goes after Popivchak, but to no avail.
Ten service errors from Ziraat Bank at the moment. They've been going for it. That's probably what's on the scouting report. How do you beat a team that has so many weapons? You gotta start from the end line.
And I think that's exactly the sort of thing they'll hang their hat on. And as I said before, they'll be happy, or they won't be happy to lose sets to 19. Nobody ever will be, but they'll know that will be part of the game that they have to run. They'll be happy to win it if it's in 5 with 25 service errors, I'm sure. Although Perugia will have more rest, having won 3-0 earlier on. Gledier to the middle.
The Zawiercie side, they don't have, or they haven't shown us any moment where they've slowed down, especially in this situation. You get a free ball, the ball is put to the floor within 30 split hairs of a second. Immediately the team's turned around and saying, we're focused on the next. Oh.
Clévenot. Have a look at the stare afterwards. There's a little bit of that happening now, Key.
He had to take a huge roundabout swing. I mean, this is a team that, there are a couple of egos on this team, right? These boys do not want to back down.
At least. And that's exactly what we'll get. Nimir. No. And for anyone watching this sport for the first time, maybe at home, cannot put enough weight on the fact of how important Nimir's serve is for this performance tonight. At the moment, though, Kolek and co are delivering from the baseline. Statistically, as we spoke about this Champions League, they have been good at everything, Zawiercie.
There's also an urgency on Zawiercie's side that feels like they just want to get to the end line as quick as possible. They're not playing a patient, slow, turtle and hare kind of game. They are trying to sprint to the end line.
It's quite funny looking back at my notes. Well, Fornal's going to go off the block first. That's more important. Clévenot through the pipe, tries to squeeze an angle, potentially not there, but my comment was that Kolek took gold in the VNL with a 30-man squad, but missed out on the Olympic Games squad because the depth of outside hitter is a joke. We've already had that conversation, but Clévenot wide, and the errors are still there, but Ziraat still have the lead. Clévenot, that's a perfect pass from 1 to 3. Oh. Throw that one to the line, Fornal. No, naughty, naughty.
There's no world in which that was legal. Even though they've kind of clamped down a little bit on the throw, he's taken that from one direction and pushed it to the other. You have to at least push in the same direction if you're going to do it. He held that just a little bit too long, even for his own liking. You know it's illegal if Fornal's not even arguing.
Yeah, he's not, that was what I was going to say. If he's not complaining, he even knows. But that might be a problem. Yuri Glidir, who took a silver in the CEV Cup in 2011 for Zaxa. That's how long he's been playing. It's another error. The errors are building up here.
Let's have a look at this again, because it looks as if it's a pretty good swing by Fornal. Oh, just wide. He's going for it, though. Give him a little bit. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Glidir again. Part of that team in 2011 with Zaxa was Pavel Zagumny, Tina O'Neill. It's a miss-serve. The 41-year-old, though. Emre, another one that's going to toss it high and get after it. And that is a good serve. It's short and frolic, but the angle's great, and that's a block. The Turkish connection, Bedrahan and Emre.
Beautiful finish. Just commit blocking as well. Pietnik, we mentioned him earlier, how effective he had been in their last round against Lube. Shutting him down early.
Emre again goes after the inside of Russell, who passes perfectly. He says, you block me to 1, I'll come in and hammer 5.
And a little sportsmanship under the net as well. You can see the throw of the arms there through the middle.
Great individual battles here in Turin. We love it. The middles against each other to the outside again. Doesn't quite look fully in rhythm there for now and makes a great decision.
I mean, that's a nice little peek up. Winiarski perhaps tripping one of his own players. Making sure that no one got hurt. Providing a little buffer for the fall.
Again, serving inside to Russell's becoming a habit to maybe try and take him out of the offense and force the set somewhere else. Boranj goes once, misses. Goes twice, there's an error.
Is there a touch, though? Winiarski wants to have a little look at it. They looked pretty confident. I mean, that looks from, even in the slow-mo, like there might have been something.
That's not going to tell us much more. Okay.
It would have to be the right hand of the middle. Ziraat Bank are not here for it. They have already set up for their serve.
Yeah, you feel like someone's going to have to wrestle that ball off of Murat. Aaron Russell thought there was a touch. That's good enough for me. No block touch, though. Popivchak, incredible pre-service routine where his arms are out, creating space in his platform and moving. Oh, reverse bump! What a play! But excellent offensive work from Fornal. Gets Ziraat out of trouble. Tavares take a bow. You deserve the point, but Ziraat are now hustling.
We love a bump set to the middle. That's all he really had. The only option was to bump set, but to do it to his quick attacker, that's elite.
Wow. Fornal gets crafty. Timeout taken. Winiarski, no problem. And Nimir has had a fairly quiet set, with Ziraat winning by 3 so far.
Without him. That's kind of good and bad news. Well, good news for Ziraat Bank if they don't need him to win, but bad news if Zawiercie are controlling him, containing him, and they're still not able to get it done.
He might just be the 5th gear though. Russell wants the touch, got the touch. Nimir was pleading innocent. Whilst looking quite guilty.
Classic Nimir.
Yeah, absolute humble human being, but a big competitor. Fast again, that ball not quite where he needs it to be, and that is the biggest problem at the moment.
And that's the thing, is Nimir is typically so good at an out-of-system play. This is a tough ball for Murat to find something, but it's a little bit low, and Nimir's trying to do almost too much there. I mean, I could have seen a little roll shot, a replay, allow his block to do some work.
Just a little bit. That's a lot higher for Fornal. Again, he has to try and find a solution as he's underneath it. That's good from Nimir. And when Nimir can start turning the ball, that is a good indication that the ball is in a good place.
Yeah, he's also really good with those roll shots. He's got a little bit of a beach play in him, and that's what I like about what Fornal's just done there. A younger Fornal might have tried to score that point, but he recycles it for his team.
And that's so smart from Krolek. The way that these players work the ball off the hands, that one's a little bit of a wider, quicker set.
Again, out of system. This is where matches are won and lost. Nimir recognizing that he's going to be a target, pulls the hands away, but he didn't get the memo to the rest of his team.
And in those situations, as an outside spiker, you don't have sharp angles available to you. So you have to get creative, you have to turn the ball with speed and try and test the block. Again, high into the angle this time. Nimir on the turn stays high and just chews right through it. And Nimir chews right through a second one.
You can see the difference when you're watching him take a full approach and a wind-up, and from behind him on the court, you can see so well what he wants to do. He can see that he's got one in front of him. He knows exactly where he wants to go, and that is pound sharp into the cross, exactly why the defender's thrown up a Kong block.
That's how you want to see Nimir. Head and shoulders above the net,
yeah.
not chasing after the ball. Boanch, that's good width. It allows him to access the line for somebody who likes getting into the angle. Hello, we said that Nimir was quiet. He can't stay quiet for that long. We said he might be the 5th gear.
Credit for the defense as well, comes through the hands of the block. And he's got so much space to work with.
Talked to him, he absolutely loved his time in Japan. Nimir, but could play anywhere in the world. Generational player. And here he goes again. Formerly a setter, turns into an opposite, and look at him go.
Imagine a world where Nimir continued to be a setter, where we just never saw him as an opposite. Can you imagine how different would the world of volleyball be? He has truly changed the game.
And has he changed the game once more? Key, right on cue. Nimir for the first time. And all of a sudden, those 10 service errors from Ziraat are forgotten.
It takes so much precision to tag the line like this. Only a few players in the world can do it multiple times in a row. Is Nimir the one?
Popivchak, they would love to get off this rotation, and it's a smart play to run the pipe with Russell to get Nimir off the service line.
I mean, he goes for a different swing that second time around. I'm surprised to see him turn it back the other way towards the libero. I would have loved to see Nimir just tag that line twice in a row.
Zawiercie still in touch. as they go after Clévenot to upset his rhythm. He gets the ball back, and that is world-class outside play. Passes the ball, still hits sharp angle. That's not easy.
What's interesting about this reception is, look at it, 4 receivers. Even Nimir comes in and tries to be a part of that reception, which is maybe not the goal. They don't want him to pass, but they want to take a little bit less space for Clévenot to have to cover.
This is what you're saying, the battle between the two teams. Zawiercie's all-round level against Ziraat's up and down service game. It's messy at times, but they find a way through pure aggression and emotion, and that's exactly why they've got a 5-point lead in the second half of the second set. It is game on.
Back in the game, 19 points for Ziraat Bankkart ANKARA, 14 points for Aluron CMC Warta ZAWIERCIE.
Clévenot, 44%, 4 points, but certainly arrived. That DIY, excellent when he's killed the ball into the sharp angle. Russell now has to get creative, and that is so smooth from Russell. If I was Ziraat, I wouldn't be overly happy with the defense, though.
It's a difficult ball, and in slow motion, it looks like you have so much time, but in reality, I'm impressed he even got there with a little backwards flipper. Maybe Nimir could have stepped in and taken it, but you don't want Nimir on the defense. You want him in the offense.
Russell just shows he's got a lot of tricks, but Nimir, it's taken him a while. The connection now much better with Murat, and that is like a train.
I mean, his speed and athleticism is absolutely unmatched in the world of volleyball. When he gets going and is at his peak and you set him high enough, there really isn't much you can do on the other side, even if you have 3 blockers up in front of him.
I think Russell's a bit frustrated, taking accountability that he wasn't a little bit more in the angle there and giving that line on the longer set to Nimir. He put his hands up, but it was colossal from Nimir. 5 away Ziraat from taking the second. As this game is heating up, Bianek. Touch from Clévenot is glorious, but goes unrewarded.
Now here's an interesting strategy. It looks as though Ziraat have just decided nobody's gonna block Bianek here. You see the blockers kind of parting ways, like parting the ocean, deciding to just camp out on other players. Great recognition by Zawiercie to feed that position.
Still think that's the key way of them getting back in front in this game. In terms of setters, keep using the middle. There is no middle this time. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Bianek on the back.
He just pops up out of absolutely nowhere. You see he's come from that block, right? He's in that position, doesn't want to go too far, just pulls off the net, goes straight back in, and verbalizes to his setter, hey, I'm behind you right now, find me.
And that's 2 plays in a row where we might have to file a missing blockers alert
Yeah.
for Bedrahan. The aces are coming now. It's Tavares' time to shine. Game on, timeout, Cavaz and Ziraat. And I'm going to say this again, it's game on.
I'm a big camera nerd, and I love whenever we get these shots with that blurry bokeh background. It is cinematic volleyball at its best.
Well, we're very different, me and Yuki. I'm a big music nerd, and the DJ's killing it.
There's so much happening in the gym right now, and if you're a big volleyball nerd, you get the best of that as well.
Yeah, we got everything.
Everything.
Tavares, good runner serves. He hasn't taken any speed off of it because there was a timeout, and now Ziraat have to find a solution again. Fornal is just a magician at making lemonade from some lemons at times.
You're 100% on board because you can tell by his elbow being bent there that that was not the ball that he wanted to swing at. But he's bowling. I think he got a strike on it too.
He looks to the Polish fans and then realizes nowadays he plays for a team in Turkey. It's another misserve. And I think Clévenot's message there is to calm down. And that's the thing with this Ziraat side, is that they can go into the red quite quickly and run or lose runs of points fast. And Clévenot's experience is key. Aaron Russell with another bullet. They're off the net. There is no middle. Nimir Popivchak on the slide away, but once again, when Nimir's like this and there is no middle, you don't need the middle to be functioning.
And you called it there, Clévenot, absolutely cool as a cucumber with the first contact. A two-time Olympic gold medalist in pressure moments like this. I don't think he's the one you want to serve.
Let's see where they all go at clutch times. Fornal goes straight after his old body, Popivchak. And Popivchak says, mate, I've passed these serves for years. And Polish fans are all time.
And again, how many times has Russell just had a free net?
Bedrahang follows the pass. The set's brought backwards and there's a free net. And again, they're running things through the middle at the moment. Zawiercie! And they're running things from the baseline, the middle, or attacking through the pipe and the middle, orchestrating the comeback here, but the firepower from the baseline is on.
I mean, Bieniek, get yourself a middle that is aggressive. Look at the speed of his hand. It looks like full speed even in slow motion. And he's already finding a seam. No chance Fornal was getting up for that.
Quite often for Poland, their first server in the rotation to try and get things moving. Certainly was for Vital Hayden.
Nikola Gerbic is in the building as well, watching live. I ran into him in between the matches, and he said he's really relaxed. He's got a really strong young team that he's excited to play, and he said, I'm just here enjoying the volleyball. I've never seen him smile so much.
A great Gerbic story is that he always looks so calm, doesn't he, on the sideline?
Yeah.
But Alexander Slivka was telling me that there's a story of them looking at his watch afterwards and his heart's at like 150.
You'd never know it.
And you'd never know. Bieniek, the service pressure's there, this time from Zawiercie. And it's tight. Nimir trying to look for hands. Oh, the hands there, no! Big moment in this game.
That's enormous. Just moments ago, how relaxed did Ziraat Bank look? They had this set in their hands. But again, a team like Zawiercie, you cannot allow them to creep back in. Look, 3 points in a row, another 3 points in a row.
Bieniek has served brilliantly. The pipe's open. It's another error. The connection not quite there on the pipe for me and for Fornal. Panic button hit. Clévenot felt it moments ago. We saw his reaction.
And this is more frustrating probably than anything because they've controlled the reception. It's gone on the head of the setter. They're running an offense here.
And in these big moments, this is where you find out a lot about the connection.
And that's what this Ziraat Bank team have talked about leading up to this match, is how well connected they are and how much they trust each other. And you're exactly right. This is where you really see that come to the forefront. When your backs are against the wall, when things are not going your way, that's when you have to show up for your team.
Bianek, a hero for Zawiercie. And that is a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, if that ball had been an ace serve, I'm thinking set, done, game over.
The Polish fans live and breathe this sport. Euro volley on the horizon later on in the year. Bedrahan. Russell brought short. It's a good serve. They're under pressure here. And Kwolek, off the high ball this time, makes maybe the smartest decision to go high and deep.
And look at this set from the ground as well. That is so underappreciated, that kind of set. If you lose your legs and you have to send it with just your arms all the way to the other side of the court.
Bedrahan will be frustrated as the middle that he didn't make the defense there. You have to maybe think if Burke was in, he might have made that dig on Kwolek. And in these moments, those small things make a massive difference.
It's huge.
Set point for Zawiercie. We didn't really see this one coming. Kyle Ensing is in, and he's exactly the sort of man you need in big moments. He's proved it last year in the Final Four. He delivers for Zawiercie, and he's delivered again. A clutch play from Ensing. Nimir, here comes the dig. A chance for Zawiercie. Ensing on the back. Kwolek. And it's Kwolek again. The scoop from Fornal. It's still alive, straight down. What a touch that is from Nimir. Clévenot, one of the rallies of the game so far. Nimir, no. They need this desperately, Ziraat. Two up in the block, another block. Yuri Gladir is going left and right, crazily. And eventually they get their way through. It is game on, Key.
I need to pick my jaw up off the floor. If you're any of these guys right now, if you're not out of breath after that rally, not only because of the length of it, but the emotional roller coaster. It seemed like one team had it, then the other one, and then the other one. I mean, to hold your nerve for Ziraat Bank in the length of that rally, look at Fornal with the little dance moves.
And Clévenot loves giving a little bit of afters. Are you not entertained?
The tension is thick.
But these are the games we love. Both teams bringing a level, big players stepping up in big moments, making the opposition side earn it. Noise defenders are a great idea in this environment, young lady. Well done. Nimir, a huge moment for Nimir. He gets one off the top of the net band. And we talk about small things in big moments. Nimir serving at 24 all could be set defining, especially if he slithers one to the line. Russell wants a challenge. Fornal doesn't.
Oh, a sliver. I mean, look at the space that's there. It's no more than 2 ball lengths. Oh, Bobchak just lets it go too. He thought he was out.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame that on Bobchak. It was on the money. It's Nimir time in Turin.
See, we should be paying extra for this kind of show.
Nimir coming back at clutch times. There's something about the big moments that man thrives on.
Yeah, 100%. Get another little look at it here. The net touch is the challenge they're looking for. Oh, I don't know. I think I love this graphic. Zawiercie is wrong.
I just think they're using it because Nimir's serving, and they will do absolutely anything.
You got to get in his head somehow, right?
Slow him down, get into his head, and stop this Nimir onslaught.
He goes full throttle to the line.
Crash helmets on. Zawiercie. Set point Ziraat. Nimir with a huge serve. Now Zawiercie are hustling. They get the opportunity that they need, but they're out of rhythm. That could cost them dearly. Nimir with the high ball. We go to 1-1, and it is Nimir time in Turin.
Are you kidding me, Nimir? We talked about how important he is for any team that he plays on. He can be the guy in any given moment. An ace serve followed back-to-back by almost another ace serve, and a huge rally resulting in, of course, a free ball that goes to Nimir. That was going nowhere else. No one on earth thought anyone else was getting set there. 3 blockers up, and he pounds it over the top of the small one on the right side. That's beautiful.
The game perfectly poised at 1 apiece. The control, the consistency of Zawiercie. But when Ziraat get hot, we know that they are a match for anyone. 26-24, yes, they shipped a lead, but they dug deep. And Nimir, let's be honest, took over at crunch time. The question now is, can they maintain their level for another 2 sets this evening? 26-24, 1 block apiece. 10 errors from Ziraat, but again, the amount of plays they're orchestrating from the service line.
And look at the offense here, 16 attacks to just 11. So Zawiercie kind of playing this is the story that we talked about, right? Zawiercie are much more calm, level-headed, and Ziraat Bank will go on an absolute rampage, but they have the highest highs and the lowest lows. They got to control those errors. That could be the key to them getting over the edge.
Serving targets, but they're going for it. So I think if you don't see so much to the sideline, it's because it's full risk in the serving from a lot of the whole bank side, looking for the seams in the jump serve. Apart from that one from Nimir that snuck down position 5. Zawiercie took the first comfortably. Ziraat have weapons in abundance when things start to get going in their direction. One thing about Fornal is he has been ridiculously smart in situations like this, where he hasn't got many other options on. He can make something happen, and that consistency instrumental in big performances. Set 3 coming our way. Last year, Zawiercie loved 5-set thrillers in this Final Four. Are they gearing themselves up for another one here in Turin? We all had a feeling that this would be a game of two teams with different philosophies, with different strengths that could go to the wire. And after 2 sets, I'm pretty sure that not one person has changed their minds. Abdel-Aziz now with 15 points in total. That's almost 3 times anybody else in his side. Aaron Russell with 9 as the top scorer for Zawiercie. And already we already see it every week. They rely on Nimir a lot. But if you look at the service column, not many aces, but the amount of times he's serving is increasing, and that's key.
The other thing about Nimir is that in the first set, he had only 5 points. So if you think a little bit back to Vakifbank, having their opposite just step up, that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and he was also quiet for the first half of that second set, so it shows how instrumental he was in the back half. As Zawiercie's first pass, just not quite there. A little bit of frustration for Aaron Russell, and in turn, Nimir now is going to be very problematic and just goes chiseling again.
Yeah, I think that Zawiercie did such a good job of controlling him in that first set, and a lot of it had to do with the sets were a little bit low, but the block was really in tune with his timing as well. Not so much anymore.
Better pass from Russell. Bowanch comes in. Does really well there, Aaron Russell, to create space and open up on that ball. He's getting a lot of service heat at the moment.
One of the things I noticed in the stats between these two teams, both of them are passing at about 50% positive. So I'm surprised we're not seeing more middle action on either side.
Challenge to see if that ball was in from Bowanch. And the decision is yes. He's had 8 serves this evening, Nimir, because he's missed a fair few. And there's 3 or 4 more that have had more than him. There is definitely a block touch. That's what they were looking for, my mistake. So my thing is Nimir might not be the top ace scorer this evening, I think. But if he can just give himself a chance in turn, Tavares does make an ace, and he's come up clutch a couple of times. First break for Zawiercie. They might just have a little bit of relief after that.
And that's his 3rd ace of the night. This is huge for the setter. Again, we talk about how setters can add different elements to the game. It's not only just putting the ball up for your teammates to hit. It's right here from the end line.
Well, Tavares took the Zawiercie side to a pre-season camp in Lisbon. He said they had a great time, and it just again shows the strength of the group and what a leader he is for this side. This time wide to Fornal, one-on-one. This does so well just to keep control of the arm. Serve from Fornal this time into the net. That's a little bit of good news.
He is one of those players that runs a little bit hot and cold. I feel as though it's either kill ace or complete error. There really isn't an in-between with him.
3 in the pass. Nimir's on the front court. Watch out. It goes the other way. Oh! Off the antenna of Popivchak, I think.
Is that the hair, the antenna?
Yeah. I like it.
Would it count as a touch if the ball hit his hair only? It wouldn't, would it? Pew.
I mean, it's a big obstacle now, though. Bedrahan. They just have to be patient, I think, Ziraat. And I think maybe that's their Achilles heel, is sometimes they get frustrated when their game is full risk like it is, and it doesn't go their way. And usually it comes back at some point.
Yeah, we saw from the stats there, or they're already at 20 errors. 13 of them were from the ace in the first, or from the serve, I should say, in the first couple of sets.
Someone's put some spinach in Clévenot's water bottle.
He's been way too quiet for my liking. He's such a spark plug in the French national team. But again, this Ziraat side, they can use other weapons other than just Nimir.
Absolutely, and they can feed whoever's hot. And somebody who was hot in the last set was Nimir. He's been dug this time. It's a little bit out, and that's a rare handling error from Tavares. Oh, hang on. That might get punished by Bowaj. He might just get a talking to, and he might just have to go and sit in timeout for 2 minutes and reflect on his behavior.
I mean, there's not much you can do there. It's so tight, but the old fisticuffs.
And that's Clévenot saying, hang on, we've got them. We've got them exactly where we want them right now. They're the team that's getting emotional. They're the team that's starting to get frustrated. And that's something that we don't usually see from ZAWIERCIE. But for Bowaj, it's new territory. It's an added pressure.
Well, he's not too used to being on the other side of the net from Fornal. Fornal knows how to get up under someone's skin.
Yeah, he does. I was just going to say, I wonder if Ensing's going to come in. And it's a very, very quick decision from Winiarski, but he's saying, hang on, you've got blocked, you've lost your temper, and then you've missed a serve. Come out, go into timeout, sit
Chill.
down.
So he's literally putting him in timeout.
Reflect on your behavior and then go back in. I know timeout well. I've spent a lot of time there myself. And what I like about Ensing and this, what he does for this ZAWIERCIE team, is he is a locker room guy.
I was going to say the exact same thing. He has teammate written all over him. Not the kind of guy that will worry about sitting the bench. There's no fuming going on. He just, when he gets his shot, he will do his best.
Full of positivity. And he might just get some positive juju because of that. Looking maybe on 2, Murat goes. It's a good set from Murat. It's a very good set. And Nimir comes straight up to him and says, that's all you.
You got to give credit to your setter, especially if they're struggling to find your window. As soon as they do, you have to make sure you give it back to him and let him know.
That's a great dig from Popivchak. But unstoppable from Nimir. And what I like about Popivchak on the first ball, goes OT, we've seen that. But he's not defending space, he's defending angles, and he's staying very tight to the hitter's window and making a very good dig.
Yeah, and he's looking at the body, right? There's more to defense than just being in the right place.
Correct.
It's about the court awareness and your vision of what's going on in front of you, and then the reactions. And it's all of those things combined that you have a split second to decide where you're going to be and how you're going to stand.
Volleyball is variable, so your positioning should be variable too. Fornal. Him and Clévenot, they're trouble.
And there's something to be said for that little look through the net afterwards. I mean, yes, the player on the other side gets the point, but if they give you that little second longer of a stare, that you feel that right in your chest.
Passes a little bit off. ZAWIERCIE are certainly being pushed here. Popivchak, you have no right with that touch. And Aaron Russell wasn't quite expecting that, I think, was just caught on the way back and makes the error.
And there's a little bit of confidence right now. Fornal doing a little dance after that one, and I do like a confidence and a little bit of chirping, but you saw what happened in the last set. Ziraat were up. They had it in the bag, and it was close at the end, so they can't get too confident.
This is the emotional roller coaster that they ride, Ziraat. When it's good, it's very good, but it can also go the other way. It's a good swing from Ensing. He's come on and provided that stability, but all of a sudden, Ziraat are turning into an unbelievable defensive outfit, digging everything. This time fast for Russell, who goes with the tip. Tavares. Clévenot is absolutely everywhere at the moment. The Michel, Clévenot! Stop it! It's unbelievable from Clévenot, but not this time. Ridiculous. Bieniek has the last laugh, but Clévenot, you're a bad man when it comes to playing defense.
This is elite level volleyball. just the tiniest of scoops and throws, and these kind of plays where you literally all you can do is let your body react to the ball and hit you. This is where these guys are having fun. This is what it's all about. Coach is loving it. He's been there before. He knows what's up.
Look at the eyes. It's all in the eyes for Kavas out there, whose wife is the team manager of Fenerbahce. Tavares.
Ooh, you cheeky fella. He's giving it a little bit back. See, that kind of confident play is what would really frustrate a team like Ziraat Bank.
Yeah.
The old, I'm going, no, I'm not. Psych you out.
Tavares chops one. Better hand doing a bit of DIY Popivchak again on the wrist away. Some of the volleyball that we're seeing now is ridiculous, but comms have gone down in the Zawiercie camp. Kvolek.
Oh, that stings. These are the kind of digs that are keeping Zawiercie looking so good. The communication has to be there early, and I can understand what Ensing's thinking here. He's the opposite.
He wants to release.
He's got to open up, release, and swing. He's thinking, set me.
Ron on the outside goes chiseling. The funny thing here is that I feel like Ziraat think they're winning, but Zawiercie are right there at 10-10 and 1-1. Is this the battle that you travelled over to see, Key? Because we are getting a treat right now.
I am all in on this match. I mean, this is what you want in a Champions League semi-final. You want it going down to the wire. You want this to go 5 sets. You want it to hang in the balance of 2 points your entire season.
Aaron Russell says, I'll take everything, and then I'll take it to tip down over the top of the block. Russell is a shrewd operator.
Yeah, he's one of the veteran players on this Zawiercie side, and you just cannot argue with that. You've given him a free net. He's pounded it 2-3 times against nobody. Take a little slice off it, just a little knuckleball. No one's defending that.
I just think running through the middle with the pipe is how they really do start to pull away. But again, Clévenot is just a smart foot dig. Tavares, what a touch that is. If they convert this, it's a big momentum swing, but it's very strong from Ziraat. Defensively, it's their best set so far for me. They're digging balls that we haven't necessarily seen throughout this game.
It's interesting because the confidence you're seeing on this Turkish side is coming from a team that won the Turkish league, dominated, you can say. But they are up against the Polish best today, and that's a very different story than it is in the Turkish league.
Nimir! Every single time. Perfection.
And is that not the same serve we've seen over and over and over? The wrist away, slice to the line, nobody even wants a sniff of it.
And you can't set up on the line
No.
and leave big seams. It's impossible. Everything's looking that way again. And it's Russell that does take the seam, and he does absorb it well. And then Ensing comes in. And this is a big plus about this Zawiercie side, is the trust in Winiarski to go to Ensing.
This shift right here from Russell, just committing to take that seam. He's almost all the way to the line and giving so much space to his outside to then open up and attack. The blockers think it's going that way, shoot it back the other way.
Again, great setting location to open up that angle for Ensing. Fornal's office now. Ensing, so again, it's scurried everywhere. I don't know how many, 9 touches maybe? 17 touches?
I don't even know what happened there.
2-point game. Ziraat. A team full of superstars been quiet in terms of middle work in this third set. But some of the battles have been world class. Clévenot. Part and parcel of this team. Is that they're going to miss serves. Kvolek. The pass is there, the pipe is there. Ensing sacrificing himself defensively. There's only one way that can go, and that's to Russell. That's just been clawed up by Clévenot. To the middle this time, Yuri Glodé.
What a play, defensively first and foremost, by Ensing to get his body on the floor. We've seen a couple of miscommunications on plays like this. He's not taking any risk. He does not care that the libero is there. He's saying, I'm getting this ball up for my team, and that's the result.
Emre goes left, Glodé snaps right. Zawiercie's fans making some noise now. Fornal needs to try and find something. He's just an expert at working off the hands and changing the speed of his arm and turning it. It's a pleasure.
And that's really the thing, is when you get in the air, especially if you get him a ball that he likes and he's got some height there to work with, he's making decisions in real time. He's in the air, he sees the hands, he waits for the ball to get, even if it's a little bit lower, all the way to the pin so he can go line.
He's got somewhat of a mismatch against Tavares where they will look to try and go over the setter, and then the setter turns around and says, yeah, have that back in return.
I'm here for it. I'm here for an aggressive setter.
Oh, me too.
There's something special about a setter who just turns up and rips a ball. We haven't seen Murat do it yet.
At the right time, in the right situation. To the outside, deep corner, high ball. For me, in those slightly out of rhythm plays, again, Fornal shows that he knows what swing to play at what moment.
And they're going heavy to him in this moment because of that mismatch. And even so, he's still going cross. He's still taking on the big middle blocker in Bieniek.
It's such a big swing. To the inside, Russell, fast play. The two different styles really starting to tell the story. The speed offensively with Russell tipping away, chipping off.
And especially in this moment, you can't see it in this replay, but the middle's gone in front. So you've got kind of an overload, a little bit of a traffic jam out there in front, and the blockers have to choose one or the other. Oh, yes, a serve. Tavares has not taken a rest from the end line. I mean, Fornal is just, he's headed outside. He doesn't want any part of that reception.
Tavares. Short ball. Nimir. Fornal.
The graceful roll as well.
This is a treat.
I mean, give him an overpass. He'll eat that up any day.
Fornal. You can just see Nimir's a little bit, his reaction not so positive towards that. He knows they're big moments, and Nimir's coming back around again to serve soon. He's on the front court, which is good news. But the three passers have to worry about their job first, because Russell isn't going to hold back either. He goes to Fornal, maybe takes him out the pipe, and that might have been dragged the wrong side of the line. Sets a little bit. It's a push set. Just drags the play the wrong side.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When it comes to swinging on a sharp angle, there's two ways to do it. You either turn your body and hit straight, or you turn your arm over your shoulder. If you do both, you're always going to over-rotate, and it's almost impossible to find the sideline.
Wasn't in the same postcode. Nimir time is coming. Clévenot under pressure. He's been offensively so efficient that getting him out the pass, making the setter under pressure to go to Nimir, smart option, but then Nimir turns the hand away, gets it off the block.
And he hasn't shied away from a big block. Sometimes it's been to his detriment and he's swung it a little low and into it, but when that ball's high enough, he'll take on any block. He reckons his strength over any blocking hands any day.
Middle? No middle. Ensing drags. And you just thought that would be the moment the passes in to use the middle. Maybe it would be a bit too easy for the blockers of Ziraat to see, but errors are creeping in.
It's not out by much. But again, if you get yourself a one-on-one, that almost has to be a done deal at this level.
Once again, it's tight at the back end of a set. The first pass is off. How's he out of system hitting? It's very good. Clévenot left frustrated. I would say it was more good from Krolek than it was bad from Clévenot.
Well, when you're a multiple-time Olympic gold medalist, a lot rides on your shoulders, and you expect the best out of yourself. You can see the frustration creeping in.
Out of system, a good swing. Bianek just fires up the arm. Nimir, what a touch. Stays alive. It's Ensing. Back to the right-hand side. Russell finds himself at position one, but it's Nimir. He's blocked. What a touch. Kyle Ensing off of the bench for Bowanch, contributing in every area. Small things, small efforts add up to big moments.
This is a huge play for Ensing after just having that swung out to scoop that ball up, which no one would have expected. Superman style on the floor to keep it in play, then get all the way to the other side of the court for a three-man block. That's momentum shifting right there.
Contributing everywhere. And look at the face of Kyle Ensing. We said he's a locker room guy.
You feel like on paper, the underdog is Ziraat Bank, but it feels like to me right now, it's Zawiercie, who are kind of having a team bonding kind of moment. And that, again, bringing in Ensing, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, who do you call? You got to go to your locker room guy as soon as frustration starts to come in. And now, Nimir has been stopped again. Yuri Gladir.
Nimir is your get out of jail card, and if he's not scoring, and he's looking at his teammates, and I just don't know that anyone was sure if that was in or out. That's a playable ball.
The highs and lows of Ziraat. Service line fault is the challenge.
I think we're clutching here for something. Tavares on the service line, not even close. Oh, excuse me, it's not Tavares, it's Bieniek. He's already just chilling back there, ready to serve again. He said, yeah, sure. Let me know when you're done with the challenge.
Yeah. I know what you're doing, Ziraat, he says. You're trying to slow me down, but he had runs of 3 or 4 in the last set. They didn't get rewarded for that, Zawiercie, but they might just get rewarded now. Clévenot, the target, and Clévenot balloons one. The question mark is, was there a touch off the finger before the hot air balloon disappeared?
And my question is, how many challenges are left? Because one's just been blown.
Field goal.
And I don't think they can use one. Are they out of challenges?
Field goal.
Now we do have a challenge. This actually could be huge, because I don't think this is going to go their way. And if they go into the stretch without a single challenge left in the bag,
I think that Kavaz has said it's that or never, because they're 4 behind. They're going to go after the serve, for sure. So there's always an avenue back if you hit the leather off of it. I don't think there's a touch there. I think that is the perfect no block from Ensing.
Ankara is wrong.
He got everything but a touch. It's not even fun here in Turin. We're faking all of our enthusiasm this evening. And right on cue, Bieniek, Zawiercie's hero once again. Backside of the line.
What a time to get an ace. Bieniek, again, not phased at all by the challenge called against him, just tagging the end line.
Talk about moments. And this is a set that goes Zawiercie's way. Kyle Ensing off of the bench, Bieniek serving. But there was a change in energy when Ensing came off the bench, made a block, made a kill, made a play, and made a real difference for Zawiercie.
That's the perfect change for a team that was looking for something, looking to come back in, not only in the point scoring, but something that gets your team back focused. They were losing focus a little bit in that second set, but look at the finish here, 25-19. I mean, Bieniek on that final serve, especially after an ace serve to get an overpass for his team. This Zawiercie team are so level-headed.
The opening 20 points of the set, Ziraat were giving it eyes under the net. They were confident, but the score was still tied. There was still so much volleyball left in set 3. Zawiercie took advantage. Ziraat sort of disappeared towards the end.
And have a look at the aces here, 3-1. The errors, okay. Ziraat has kind of just established they're going to be a high error team. That's fine. They're doing the same thing in the third, but look at the attacks. In the second set, it was a much higher percentage of winning attacks on Ziraat's side, and that's kind of what got them over the edge. This time, the balance is really off. They're making the errors, but they're not making the scores to go with it.
Nimir quieter. The service pressure good from the Polish champions. As we have a look at the passing accuracy now, there's a lot of white balls on the screen, Key, and a lot of greens outside of where they potentially should be.
I mean, I like that first target zone, those blue ones, 30% going in that tiny little circle. That's where you want it to be. So Ziraat are kind of doing what they need to do there, but even better from Zawiercie. Most of them in the mid zone. And that's where Zawiercie can still run an offense. And I think out of system, they've been the better of the two.
I agree. But one thing we're learning is that nobody's holding back on the serve. So the passing is pretty good, considering the physicality and the aggression that we're watching these two teams play at. To make the final of a CEV Champions League isn't easy. If it was, everyone would be doing it. Set 4 coming up shortly. from Torino. Not much between them, although they play completely different positions, so you can't really compare the two. Key's got a comparison, though.
I was going to say, that makes a point, that Clévenot as an outside and Bieniek as a middle are scoring the same amount. That tells me a little story in and of itself, that Bieniek is being used, well, a couple of those were from his ace serves as well, but I like that they're getting him involved. One of the stats I was looking at in the timeouts, 19 service errors so far by Ziraat Bank, and a couple of them I think they don't need to have, right? We talked about how if you're going for your serve, if you're going to be a high-risk server, that's fine if you're a Nimir, if you're a Fornal, but the others, they got to get those balls in. They got to allow those attackers to take the risk.
I mean, with the way that they set up, it has to be their day, and they have to be patient when it's not going their way. But the third set is off and running, and that's fast off the hands. Fourth set is up and running, and that's a good start. The rally is going to show us how this game is going to go. Ensing misses out. Now, I don't think we're going to see a change in philosophy from Ziraat here. I just think they're going to be patient and see if they can turn this around.
I think the question is, how bruised is their ego after the last set? This is a team that were so confident in the beginning of that set, and they're dancing and they're giving little shoulder wags and they're looking through the net. Can they back that up when it's not going their way?
Ensing. Game changer. Bieniek loves it. And what a lift to the team he's been.
Ensing yesterday at training, I went and put the meta glasses on him and got some visuals of what it actually looks like to be from his perspective, and it looked exactly like that. Ball straight to the floor.
Back into Bedrahan, bit of DIY. Popivchak has made 3 or 4 digs on the middle tonight. There have been really good reaction digs. And then those are the small things. You run the middle, you get him open, there's no block, Popivchak pops up, bam.
There's the danger of a 3-man block, that if it's not fully sealed, if that arm's not fully cutting off the angle, you just become a target.
Aaron Russell just trying to turn that back towards position 1 and just getting it caught.
Zawiercie right now, before that error, we're at a 7 ace to 11 error ratio, which is not bad at this level.
Fornal's hit that one a couple of times. And we talk about the service errors. If Fornal gets a couple in, that takes the pressure off the next guy.
Yeah.
And then that takes the pressure off of Nimir. And they're big games. So I think I agree with you. Missing a couple where, you know what, build some rhythm, take the pressure off the next guy, and see if we can build something as a serving unit. Ensing. Oh, what a swing. Kyle Ensing.
That is an elite angle. You could see it in his shoulders as well. He saw it early. Goes for the pickup over the block. He knows that ball is left a little inside. He gets so tight to the net. Watch his shoulders. He's not trying to hide that at all. He's going there.
Was played for St. Nazaire, Tel Aviv, Berlin. He was at Long Beach. And that's Nimir. He ain't going anywhere. That's good news and bad news again, Keith. He's been quiet for a bit is the good news. The bad news is for Zawiercie, he can do that.
Well, for Zawiercie, I'm a little nervous as to why you're leaving him one-on-one. The fans, they're smelling something. A comeback, maybe.
Again on the front court receiver. Through the middle this time, Yuri Glidin. And the pass is into a perfect spot. It's not easy on those front court receivers to have to carry the weight of the pass and then make themselves available. Good from Tavares to use the middle.
I was gonna say, we haven't seen a whole lot of him. He's only scored, I think, 2 out of 4 attacks in this whole match. But when he does, he's getting going.
I've seen a lot of him because this is his 6th Final Four.
Oh, what a cover.
Free ball. This is the game that we expected. Ziraat, faster ball. It's a little bit low for Nimir, but he just quickens up. It's a faster tempo. And hang on a moment. We don't like seeing this. Tavares goes to the floor, but they're made of strong stuff, those Portuguese fellas.
I mean, NC had to go off the court here, get himself back in. I think here's where the miscommunication was, that 2 players going for the same ball. I think Tavares took it under the chin.
If Zawiercie go on to win this game, bringing Ensing on at that exact moment, early, a quick call, understanding that Boaj wasn't quite there, could be the big difference from Winiarski.
100%.
Back in rhythm. Folek. That ball's not quite there, and when it's not quite there on a quick tempo, you have to use the tip. It's tight. Free ball to the middle, and that's just been missed by Emre. That's a big opportunity for Ziraat. They haven't run as much middle. Cavaz knows it's a chance.
Yeah, Emre's... That is not the moment to miss. He's been doing so well. He's been elite so far. Quiet, but efficient.
Folek. Not overly happy, but he's not a big smiler on the volleyball court. Clévenot takes a bit of pace off. Again, going after Russell. Front court receiver, and Gladir just tries to turn him around the corner. Clévenot looking potentially to the lights. Hands on the head time for Ziraat fans.
Yeah, there are a couple lights in the stadium. I remember noticing it yesterday that point right at the serving spot.
I would hope there are. Michael. But yeah, you're completely right above the head of that. Nimir. Ooh. Good save, but Nimir too fast with the arm.
And this is the key right now for Ziraat, is they have to keep cool. They lost their temper a little bit in that 3rd set. They're gonna have to keep relying on Nimir, but can he be the only one to score? I don't know. I don't think so.
Talked a lot about how many points he scored coming into this Champions League Final Four, but we also know mid-30s points on the board against Trentino. Those are the performances that they need from him. They need him to win a set and a half for them.
It's just too much. I mean, there's so much pressure right now. Back-to-back missed serves, and again, Nimir can only do so much. You have to force your opponent to play.
161 points before this game started. Put another few on that this evening. But again, trading at 8s. This set hasn't quite got to the point of the previous 2, but we know this is just building nicely. Murat, they go after the front court receiver once again. It's Russell. Russell gets the ball back and just finds a bit of space. Once again, the front court receivers are getting a real good workout for Zawiercie.
Delivering when needed. And again, credit to the set there. Tavares has put it up on a platter. He's been getting a lot of one-on-ones.
Well, last year, it was Russell who said it his own admission to me the other day, saying I didn't have a great game in the semi-final last year. He wants to put that right this evening. Certainly is. He had a great game in the final. But he also, last year, Russell turned up with a blown knee that he had to get operated on the day after the Champions League final. So to play a Champions League final with a knee that needed an operation and play like he did was unbelievable. And he just said, I decided I was going to go all in, and if I completely ruined my knee, I knew I had an operation the next day anyway. That's the spirit, Ron.
That's dedication to the cause.
High off the hands. This is a big opportunity. They need it. Nimir's going to take it. And that's puts a dent in the floor from Nimir.
I mean, he's already topped 20 points tonight. Credit to the block for slowing things down, but you always knew where it was going. And a sliver of space. I mean, a sliver. And he still goes line.
The definition of Dutch courage.
Yeah.
Ensing goes high. Murat with good reactions, this time into the block. What touch from Fornal, off the net. Clévenot, somehow it's still alive. We're having another one of those rallies. Oh, off the foot. We are having another one of those rallies. Nimir, unbelievable with the feet. Russell on the reverse pipe, gives it the nod. Oh my word, Keith.
You love this kind of rally where you just don't have any clue where it's going. Even this ball right here, Clévenot thought it was done and dusted. Nimir with the foot. I mean, credit to Zawiercie for keeping their cool here, but that's kind of the story for me, is that it's been scrappy on Ziraat's side, but then Zawiercie just gets back to business.
Such a good set from Tavares to run Russell in transition on that reverse pipe and open up the seam. So there's so much to dissect. You could dissect that rally for days. Nimir, Tavares has said, okay, I've got you. Can they make a play? Berkay is there. Clévenot's underneath the ball, has to try and orchestrate something. Ensing, fast feet again, just making good decisions. We haven't got the energy for another long rally. We haven't got the energy for another one of those rallies, and nor has Kyle Ensing. Wow.
It just starts to look like these scrappy, choppy, bouncy rallies are going Zawiercie's way more often than they're going Ziraat's way, and that could be the difference. If you're on the winning side of a couple of these points in a row.
And it'll be the small things that get forgotten, like that dig from Tavares that gave them the chance off Nimir. There's so many other plays, but that was the play that gave them the chance to strike.
Even the DJs singing Team USA's flowers, praises.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Country Road,
Yeah, okay,
you got me, you got me.
Yeah. Being it 3 up. Have they done the heavy lifting? And this is where the connection is tested. Binek has been a right pain this evening for Ziraat from the service line.
And it's been every single shot in the book. I mean, I'm a little curious as to where the confusion is there. That shouldn't be a middles ball. That's libero all day long.
Winiarski sensing it. Oh, and he just fastens up. That was almost rude from Binek. Just put extra speed on it. From the outside, high into the angle for Lett. And the balance now is great, scoring from the service line. The defense, they've out-battled Ziraat, I think. And Ziraat, to give them full credit, are fighting incredibly hard defensively.
Little challenge coming in. Is this just clutching at straws? Zawiercie's starting to look like the team that were in the final last year, and we might get a repeat if things continue in this direction.
And if you look at the two performances again this evening from both sides, Zawiercie don't give you a lot, Perugia give you nothing either. It would be another great final, but who knows? All it takes is for Nimir to catch a little bit, Clévenot to go with him. Kvolek is such a force in this side. And he's passing perfectly again. That's one. It's a perfect start to this phase of the game, second half of the fourth set.
There's that pipe again. It doesn't work this time, but they've been running it, and it has been kind of their bread and butter all match long.
Pass from Russell. Again, the pass is good, so Winiarski's not going to be too concerned if the pass keeps going in like this. Nimir, though, brings it back to one, and just when you think Zawiercie have a little bit of the lead, Nimir just strikes back.
Nimir strikes back. That sounds like a movie title. Star Wars.
I was going to say, you can compare.
Would be all over that.
Yeah. Are you a Star Wars fan, Key?
I mean,
are you a Trekkie as well?
The force is strong within him, that's for sure.
The force is strong in that one. The right side. And I love Ensing at the moment. We saw him chop the one in the angle, and the rest he's staying high and fast and just being really solid.
He's been asked to do a lot, right? Coming in, big shoes to fill, the big point scorer, but he's been calm in these situations. That ball a little behind him still manages to go off the fingertips.
Wow, he says. Aaron Russell giving his buddy some butter to the right side as well. Fastening up. That's way out of rhythm. Oh, smart from Emre. Just has to try and close the deer again. They're trying to play fast, and sometimes that means it can be a little bit funky. For the first time, Ensing's been shut down. He doesn't look at Clévenot. He turns his back on Clévenot and walks away.
Gives him nothing. Does not feed the beast. Again, I think you mentioned it already, but Zawiercie trying to work with a little bit of speed. That ball maybe could have used a couple more ball heights just for Ensing to be able to get on top of it.
But it's a few plays now where they've tried to play fast. They're missing the pipe from Russell, the couple of plays in that rally, and they're going to need to try and fix it. They do fix it. They stick with their philosophy, and that's probably the best way to go. And Kvolek goes off the hands.
That's the thing with running a fast offense, is it's not always going to pan out. But you're exactly right. If that is what you've trained for, if that's your style as a team, if that's kind of your identity, you can't go away from it even when things get difficult.
The pass is in, the middle's in, and Yuri Gludir and Aaron Russell team up. That's a break at the perfect time, just as Zawiercie starting to feel the pressure. Gludir commits.
It's a great ball to commit on as well. They could almost feel that. There's a spidey sense there as a middle blocker.
And look at Russell's seen something there. He's got a cue off of the setter or something to make that play, because you don't leave Nimir unguarded. And they make the block. Then Aaron Russell with the muscle into the corner. Look at the work off the ball here, Key. He's quick, he's on his first step, and then he still finds the sharper angles, slides it away. One thing I think we both love about volleyball is the rotating parts of how many things go into an offensive.
Ziraat Bank have a huge ask right now. They have been riding the shoulders of Nimir. He's already at 20+ points. But they're crumbling a little bit in the small things. Choosing the wrong player at the wrong time. Ball's a little bit low, swinging into a double block. There's a look at Nimir's points so far. 50% in attack, not bad. He's up 25. But again, one man cannot win a match alone.
Certainly cannot. Once again, the liberos going through their pre-serve routine from the right side. Nimir. Here we go again.
And the reason it starts to be so rinse and repeat is because Ziraat Bank have tried to go to other areas. They've tried to go to the middle, but it's blocked. They've tried to go outside, but there's errors. The pipe is even, I haven't seen the pipe in, what, like 10 minutes?
No pipe for 10 minutes. Russell. These are big moments now in this fourth. Is fast off the hands. What a touch that is. And it just shows neither team are willing to go down without a fight. How many rallies have we seen? Players putting themselves on the line, Key.
Way out of system set, it's high. That's not the ball to take a big rip. Fornal knows it himself. He's got 3 blockers in front of him. That's the time to maybe take a bit of heat off it, recycle, let your team reset.
Yuri Gladier, 4 up, ZAWIERCIE. Feel like that toss just got away from him. Tosin off the bench. Volek is taking a lot of space to try and free up Russell. Instead, they go to Ensing, and Ensing puts it away.
I don't mind that dig from Tosin, just chesting it up. He's gone smart with the serve, just flat and deep, but that's what comes back at you, just harder and faster. And Ensing, we called it, he's been going cross all night long. To hit a line with that precision at this late in the game, it's big time.
It is big time. He's been a big time substitution. Nimir needs to keep going through the gears. That's an audacious swing, and he gets the result. And have a look at him go back to the team to try and bring the energy with him.
He has to. He's bringing the delivery in his point scoring, but it feels a little flat on Ziraat's side, and they're not a team that can really afford to be flat. They really thrive off that energy and the momentum and the confidence.
When it's good, it's very good, the energy. When it's not, it is, they have to push for it. Okay, is there. Chance to go through the right with Nimir. The touch again, Volek. He's had another evening where he's just given nothing away. Him and Russell are so solid out there in the pass, in defense, but that one might have gone the wrong side of the line.
I don't feel like Russell's put a foot wrong all night long. So that's a big play in the direction of Ziraat Bank, because they need a couple of balls to go their way. They need a couple of points and a bit of luck right now, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, Russell's only made 1 error in attack and 1 block, has been blocked once. Every other time he's either scored or he's recycled the ball, allowed his team to go again.
And it's those sorts of stats. The back of great decisions. Ensing's been great. Popivchak is also the glue that holds this ZAWIERCIE side. He's been fantastic. But they still have a job to do. But something tells me They're in a good way. Again, the set's not quite there. Fornal has to try and make a good decision off of the hands to the middle again. Popivchak is everywhere. He has made 4 or 5 digs back there.
That is a huge missed opportunity for Ziraat Bank. Did they get 2 free balls and they couldn't put it away?
The 2 free balls alongside the sort of small things where they have a free net in the middle and they can't put the ball away. They're all adding up. Nimir's been quiet. And I feel like at this moment, Nimir has to get in the game.
He's getting every set from here on out.
Here he goes. Nimir, no. A second chance. It's a smart swing, but Kfolek is everywhere. That's 2 defensive plays from Kfolek. 1 at 6, stepping into the angle. The other one there, off block. Wow.
Fans are on their feet. How about that reaction from Ensing? Ball's just popped up on the net. It takes huge reaction time to just quickly turn around and get that ball on the floor.
It's been a stubborn performance from ZAWIERCIE, and it's not surprising given the way that they work, and the champions of Poland have had scares, but they have made some real big plays. It's another one that drops inside.
And look who it is again. I'm gonna keep calling his name out because Ensing has been the absolute moneymaker for his side tonight. Look at this inside arm. He pushes his team, he gets there. I know where this ball is going. Everyone in the gym knows we're setting up 3 players and getting him.
And you have to close that sharp angle for Nimir. He might get it back, no, to the outside, fast off the hands. You have Fornal fighting for his first Champions League gold. You have Nimir fighting for his first Champions League gold. Clévenot, Ziraat as a club. It's ridiculous, the stakes that are on the line this evening. Ensing has been unreal, but Fornal matches him. Again, the blocking of ZAWIERCIE is coming clutch here. Nimir playing defense, nobody's home. Clévenot doesn't make the approach. I think it was just an unpredictable play. To the outside or back to the opposite again. That ball's just not there for Nimir, and that has maybe happened a fair few times. That ball is there for Ensing, and have a look at Popivchak. The appreciation from world-class players to world-class players. They know Ensing.
And you know what? The difference here, this set to Nimir, it's low and it's inside, but it's not fast. The difference is that one that goes back to Ensing, that is flung. That's basically a slide ball. It has to be the speed of a middle blocker attacking as an opposite.
It's a great decision to go off the hands and just to try and hit it fast as Bedrehan's back in the pipe. We haven't seen much of that. And no surprise that when it does happen, Fornal can just pummel it.
Yeah, the challenge right now is for Ziraat to go back to what was working. And that speed of the pipe has been elite. Earlier on in the match it was. The blockers just do not have time. It's physically impossible to jump with the middle, come back down, and then get back up because it's just over the middle shoulder.
Especially when they hit to 1 and the middle blockers taking 5.
A, you can't get back up in time, and B, yeah, changing the direction. If you're going one way to go then the other way, there just isn't humanly enough time. Unless you're made out of AI, maybe you could do it then if you're fast enough.
Could be. It's a whole world that I know nothing about. Russell and Kfolek on the pin. Popivchak, the 3 of them passing. And if it is a rematch, which is looking likely, centerline fault. No centerline fault from Fornal.
The question here is whether the ball was already down by the time he crossed over. And he hasn't made the fault yet there. Makes it right there when the ball's already done.
2 away. Zawiercie playing 5. Fornal allowing Bedrahan to play 6. And Nimir on the right side, he's been stopped again, low inside. The Ukrainian Yuri Gladir has brought up Zawiercie's match point.
Nimir not having a great day at the office despite the numbers, over 25 points. But these balls where he's asked to do so much, I mean, first ball inside into the hand, second just low and tight, and the ball and the block are cutting off that angle with an inside arm. It's so tough to get past.
Kyle Ensing off the bench, and the performance has changed. First match point for a repeat of last year's final. The defense from Zawiercie off the hands, it's Kvalik. And it's Zawiercie that goes through to the final. A repeat of last year here in Turin. It will be Zawiercie and Perugia that fight it out for gold.
What a match. What a performance by Zawiercie. The depths they had to dig as Ziraat Bank were going absolutely nowhere. This team had one goal in mind, and that was to get themselves back into the final, and they've done it, and they will face Perugia again. On to the gold medal match. Exactly where they want to be. Have a look at that final score. 25-19. It doesn't tell you the whole story, but it tells you enough. This final set belonged to Zawiercie. And again, we're gonna hammer it home. That change made in the middle of the second set when things looked like they were starting to go Ziraat Bank's way. Bringing in fresh legs off the bench and a fresh energy in Kyle Ensing, and he's there giving his high fives to his team.
The second finalist of today is the Aluron CMC Warta ZAWIERCIE.
Ensing off the bench with 10 points, hitting almost 50%. What a change up. But this is a team that has so much depth. I mean, I'm looking at Pieniak as well with his 10 points and 3 aces to his name as a middle blocker, putting that kind of pressure on the Turkish side, denying them a chance for their first ever Champions League gold medal. Polish fans in the building, as they always tend to be wherever there's volleyball. You will see Polish fans. You can just rest assured. A performance for the ages by Zawiercie. There was not one single player to do it. 4 players in double-digit points. Polak with 13 before he was pulled off. Russell with 16. Pieniak with 10, and Ensing coming in with 10 as well. That's the kind of well-rounded performance that wins championships. That's the balance that you want to see from a high-level team. Setter Miguel Tavares, dominant as well with his 4 aces. A lot to smile about for the staff and players of Zawiercie. It's a thumbs up for the setter. Louis Lett now standing courtside with Aaron Russell, one of the superstars of the night. A massively